Welcome. Today we're going to be looking at two tools for life organization. The first is the areas of life method, and the second one is the wheel of life method. Now, I didn't really invent either of these techniques myself. I'm just kind of going to paraphrase and explain my own take on them in this video, and they're just a couple of really helpful tools that you can come back to every once in a while if you want to kind of just reorganize your life in a way so that it feels more balanced and productive. So with that said, let's crack into it. Alright, so the basic idea behind the areas of life method is extremely simple, and it's the idea that a person's life can be divided into different areas to focus on. So the first question you might have when hearing this is, well, how many different areas should I divide it into? And the answer, of course, is as many as you like. In theory, you could have thousands of different areas to focus on. So you could have brushing your teeth as a whole domain of mastery to focus on, right? Brushing your teeth, tying your shoelaces. You could have blinking if you wanted to be absolutely ridiculous. But of course, going into this much detail is massively overcomplicating things. I personally have found that choosing between 4 and 9 different areas is optimal, because if you go below 4, then you're not really honouring the fact that life does seem to have these kind of different areas and domains to it. Whereas if you go above 9, then you're at risk of overcomplicating things and kind of overstimulating yourself with it. So the first step is to pick between 4 and 9 different areas of life that you want to focus on and develop and grow in. So how do you know which areas to choose? That's the next question. This is where the fun starts, because the fact is that different people can focus on different areas. You're free to choose the areas yourself. I've used lots of different variations of this technique over the years, and here's a list of the areas that I used when I last did this method. Bodily health, money, relationships, fun, creativity, challenge, well-being, organization, and experiences. If I were to do this today, I think I'd use slightly fewer areas and I'd probably shift it around a little bit. But yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea of the kind of things that you can choose. So for you, it might look a bit different. If you're into something like spiritual growth, that could be on the list. You could have something like intellectual development, or you could keep it very simple and just have something like health, wealth, relationships, and happiness, or something like that, right? So yeah, the first step is to just choose the areas of your own life that you want to focus on, that you would like to develop. Now, what comes next? So what I do when I come back to this technique is I simply make a list on a piece of paper, or I draw circles, each circle representing a different area that I want to focus on, and I ask myself a very simple question. What do I need to do in each area to develop this area how I want to develop it, right? What are the goals? What can I change or add or remove? One way that you can think about this is to imagine each area as a bucket. Each bucket currently has stuff in it, and you just got to say, what stuff do I want to take out of the buckets and what stuff do I want to put in? Very simple. So if one of the areas of your life is health, then in the health bucket, you'll currently have certain foods that you're eating. And if you want to improve your diet, very simply, it's about taking the bad foods out and the good foods in. That's all there is to really improving your diet at the most fundamental level, right? The best way to do this, as I said, is on paper, to write a list, right, of the different areas, or draw circles, or draw bullet points, or even make a mind map. You could make a mind map with different the different areas as a kind of a separate arm. And from there, it's simply a case of creating goals or scheduling in activities into your day that help you work on each area as you want to develop it. And that's basically it. This is a very simple method, and the idea is that not that it doesn't need deep philosophical work or anything too complicated. It's just about helping you organize your experience of life, organize how you develop in a more balanced way. So a fun tip, right? You can organize and plan stuff into your life which meet and help more than one area at once. So for example, if you're into going to the gym, then going with a friend can be a great way to both improve the health category, but also the social category, because you're socializing, but you're also exercising. So yeah, picking activities that meet more than one area at once can be a great follow-up to, the initial areas of life planning method. Now, while I was planning this video, I did come across a similar method to this one that already exists. This is called the Wheel of Life tool. And I've never used this tool personally myself, but I'll link down to a great summary of it that I found, an explanation of it by a website called mindtools.com. So go down to the description to check that out. Essentially, the purpose of this tool is to try and get each of the different life areas in balance. And the best way to explain this method is to show a picture of it. So here the idea is to rank your satisfaction with each chosen life area out of 10, so you can see if any particular areas need to be addressed more than others. And what this means is that you can assess where you want to devote your time and energy so that the shape is more balanced overall. The article does note that maybe each area doesn't have to be a 10, so you could be happy with having your health at a 7, for example. But the idea is that it's just to help you when you can see the kind of bird's eye view of the whole shape, it'll help you to notice where there are deficiencies and where you're pretty much doing what you want to be doing. And yeah, so the idea of the Wheel of Life worksheet is to help you create more balance in your life. And this can be a great follow-up to the Areas of Life tool, where you're just kind of denoting and finding out what needs to be done in each area in general. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. I hope today's video has been helpful for you in some way, even if it just gets you thinking about this idea of splitting your life up into sections temporarily while planning where you want to go. So thank you for watching. Check out the Mind Tools article in the description, and let me know what you think of the video in the comments, and I will see you next time. Peace.